Behind every inspirational picture, there is an untold story of constant pain, persistent effort, and determination. There are some people in the world who fight an unseen battle within themselves 24/7 with a big smile on their face. They never cry, they never crip, they never whine. I call such people warriors because these people know the art of living life, and they're way better than those people who just exist in the world. 6.5 years back, I met a car accident. I was traveling from Balochistan to my hometown, Rahimia Khan. The driver slept, and the car fell in the ditch. As a result of that incident, I sustained multiple injuries. The list is a bit long, don't get scared. Radius ulna of right arm were fractured. Shoulder bone and collarbone were fractured. Lungs and liver were badly injured. The whole rib cage was fractured. But the injury that changed my life and my personality completely was the spinal cord injury. 3 vertebrae of my backbone were completely crushed. It took us an hour or so to find an ambulance in Balochistan. All the effort went in vain because we couldn't find an ambulance. So I was thrown in the back of a motor jeep, and I was rushed to the nearby hospital. In that jeep, I realized that half of the body was fractured and half was paralyzed. We were rushed to the nearby hospital where we came to know there was no first aid. I was kicked out. Then I went to another hospital in my hometown where doctors said, "Take her away, we cannot operate her." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "We don't have equipment, she will die someday, go." I was kicked out again. But I finally ended up in a comparatively better hospital in Karachi. Luckily, I wasn't kicked out. Probably that's why I'm alive. So I stayed in that hospital for 2.5 months. I underwent 3 major, 2 minor surgeries. The doctors have put a lot of metal in my arm, a lot of metal in my backbone. So I feel more like an iron lady now. But those 2.5 months that I spent in the hospital were dreadful. I was in severe pain, both physically and psychologically. Many people left. Very close ones. The ones who were supposed to stay with me were the ones who left me when I needed them the most. I was devastated. Life was completely pointless, aimless, colorless. I was tired of wearing the white scrubs, looking at the white walls, doing nothing, sitting idle. I really didn't want to live. But then I realized that instead of crying for the people who were not meant to be with me, and for the legs which I have lost, I have people around me who want to see me alive. I have so much to be grateful for. So let's stop cribbing, stop whining, because it's pointless. The best decision that I took in my entire life was the painting that I made in the hospital with a deformed hand. That's how I added colors to my colorless life. That's how this adversity helped me in exploring an artist in me. That's how this art kept me alive through this whole journey. Then I was moved to Islamabad. I stayed in my room on the bed, confined for 2 years. Because I developed multiple pressure ulcers and a variety of infections and allergies. Now this whole traumatic journey of 2 years and 2.5 months bedridden doing nothing, the only thing that kept me alive was art. What a beautiful medium art is, that without uttering a single word, you express yourself. What a beautiful escape it was. But the day I sat on the wheelchair for the first time, I was a completely different person. I still remember that I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You cannot wait for a miracle to come and make you walk. You cannot wait for the stem cell treatment because it's very expensive. You cannot wait and sit in the corner of the room crying and begging for mercy because people don't have time." So the only thing that I could do was to accept myself the way I was. The sooner the better. That's what I did. I really wanted to make myself financially strong. Let's become professional. I started to find some jobs. A very good friend of mine updated a status on Facebook saying we want content writers. And like a cribber, I commented, "I wish I could." I was called for that interview, and I was hired as one of the content writers for Pakistan's first official websites, heartofasia.pk. Salman Taseer Late was the CEO. That's how I started my professional career.